welcome to another Pokemon Market Update where we go through the biggest movers in Pokemon singles and then we'll talk about some sealed product. Let's get into it. It's been a big week for Blastoise. Blastoise EX, Scarlet and Violet 151 have been making some gains recently over the last week. That trend has continued. Starting to go parabolic here with Blastoise now officially over $150 as the second most expensive card in 151. This week climbed from 117 all the way up to 160 with some live listings even higher. Right now we're showing 230 as the market price. At the beginning of 2026, Blastoise was running right around $80, which makes this insane. Like I said, we're going about parabolic here. And next we got Charizard EX 199, the most expensive card of 151, up to a market price of $365, roughly $40 more than it was a week ago, and $100 more than it was at the beginning of the year. Right now we're seeing about $475 as the market price. That's insane. All in all, 151 is popping up all around. See the Charmander here, Squirtle, Zapdos, EX. That gives the set a trio of $100 plus cards with Venusaur 198 making it up to 120. And these will soon be there as well. These market prices are a little high. I'm not sure if that's accurate. Next we got Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX. Destined Rivals looks like it's settling in very well as the latest and possibly greatest set to prominently feature Team Rocket Pokemon. This one did knock it out of the park. Huge fan of Team Rocket's Crobat and Team Rocket's Nidoking. Me too. And especially Team Rocket's Meowth, of course. Yeah, I love the art style on this one. As far as hits go, the set has 5 cards, near or well over $100. Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX is the top chase at around $500, while Cynthia's Garchomp's $232 is distant second around $200. Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX works perfectly as a headliner. The art, prominently featuring Giovanni, made it the standout card from the set from the jump, and it has only grown since it was released more recently. Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX has begun to move. Not really. In a way that looks similar to where the 151 spikes were a few months ago. Yeah, so we'll have to check back in a few months, see how that develops. Price is up from $430 to $470 for Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX, and with the momentum from 151, wouldn't be surprising if that continues into Destined Rivals. Although it's a few years older than 151, has all of the Kanto juice with Mewtwo and Team Rocket and so on. Catching up to Bubble Mew from Paldean Fates, which is also up from 515 to about 550. Dark Blastoise from the original Team Rocket is up to 425 from 385. Kind of crazy that the Team Rocket's Mewtwo from Destined Rivals is worth more than Dark Blastoise from the original first edition Team Rocket set. Next we got an awesome artwork from Double Crisis, Team Magma's Groudon EX. This card definitely worthy of the $450-ish price tag, climbing from $130 at the beginning of 2025 to almost $450 at the end of the year, and is up from $474 to $492 in the past week. And we've got Mega Gengar EX from Ascended Heroes. This is the big one starting to look like Sunbreon from Scarlet and Violet, threatening the $1,000 mark. Much of the set dropped in price after Elite Trainer boxes released a couple weeks ago. A bunch of the SIRs are plummeting right now, but Gengar is going the other direction. It was hovering between $900 and $1,000 when ETBs dropped, and today we're looking closer to $1,100 for a near mint copy. This is saying market price at $980, so closer to $1,000. It's always tricky though. You've got to kind of look at the live listings to see what's actually going on. By comparison, the next big card in the set, Mega Dragonite 290, has also been fairly flat, around $590 to $600. And we've got several months of Ascended sealed product trickling out, so there will probably be some give back in the market on those singles. Finally, we're going to leave the week with part of the game we don't touch on a lot in this segment, actually competing and winning with a deck brew. While it's typically collector interest that drives prices on Pokemon cards in 2026, in this case it's actually how strong the card play is in tournaments. The ultra rare version of N's PP Up climbed precipitously this week, leaping from 8 to 14. N's Pokemon decks have gotten significantly stronger thanks to N's Zekrom from Ascended Heroes, and it's going to lose very little to rotation. How high this will go obviously remains to be seen, but we had 30 plus people playing Pokemon at Corbin's LGS last week thanks to Ascended Heroes packs being put on the line. 30th anniversary is here, and at least in some sets, prices are showing momentum across the board. It's an exciting time in the hobby, and there's always more to come. See you next week. Thank you to Corbin for writing the article. You can check it out on TCG Player. Let's get into some singles. Did I go backwards? There we go. First, I want to talk, or some sealed product, rather. First, I want to talk about Perfect Order, now available for pre-sale on TCG Player. I can't believe that single packs are going for over $10. I really thought this was going to be shunned by the investor bro community, and we might actually get a set that can get a hold of. But surprisingly, people are still buying the stuff well above MSRP. I mean, I was able to snag a lot of it on drop at Pokemon Center, so it surprises me that people are still willing to pay ridiculous amounts of money for a pre-release PC ETB or booster boxes. I mean, I was able to get a booster box, I think 2 ETBs, some booster bundles maybe. I think it was like a few different products I was able to secure on the drop on Pokemon Center, so it didn't seem as competitive as other drops for other sets have been. But you look at the booster box here, we did see them start to open up pre-sale around $240. Seems to be kind of the standard, around $250 at this point, and then actually quickly dropped to just under $200, and then we see a bunch of sales coming in around $200, and then the price goes right back up to around $240, $250. So that's where we're at with Perfect Order. Going back from there, we've got Ascended Heroes. Now, Ascended Heroes back in the pre-sale days was around $15 for a booster pack. So now it's dropped to just under $12. Maybe some hope for Perfect Order. Hey, that might be closer to retail after the release date. Looking for booster boxes, looking for ETPs here, but I'm not seeing them. So we'll check out the booster bundle. Not released yet. And opened around $100. Now, still pre-selling around $70 for booster bundle. It's about just under triple retail for that. Phantasmal Flames is hanging in there at just over $8 a booster pack. And the booster boxes will seemingly never stop going up at this point. This was another set, like Perfect Order, small set. I was assuming this downward trend was going to continue. We actually saw booster boxes almost reach $200, and then since then it's just been a march upward, busted right through 300, and now we're at 330 basically shipped for a booster box of Phantasmal Flames. So I guess buying the one for $275 on release week turns out to not be an awful deal. Really hoping this reverses course and goes back down. It seems kind of crazy for the set to be that expensive already, but this is where we're at. Going back one more set from there, we've got Mega Evolution down to about $7 a booster pack, $8.50 for a sleeved booster, and booster boxes surprisingly are cheaper than Phantasmal. Go figure. It's a bigger set, there's more chases, but we've got a cheaper booster box. I don't know, I'm scratching my head on that one. I guess it's a base set, so maybe people are thinking they're going to reprint more. People aren't hoarding as much of the booster boxes. People are ripping more of them than the other Phantasmal. Not sure. But we did see a similar sort of move down as with Phantasmal. Actually didn't go quite as low as Phantasmal did, bottoming out more near 225. Didn't quite get to 200. And then since then we've come up now almost 280. Excuse me, almost 280 for a booster box. And then we've got Black, Bolt, and White Flare, the specialty set in between Scarlet and Violet, and Mega Evolution, technically a Scarlet and Violet set. And packs are around $10. Let's take a look at ETBs. So pre-release, people were buying these at $220. This is kind of incredible. Wow. So this was right after Destined Rivals. People were very excited about Pokemon, and pre-sale dropped a lot, dropped down to $90. Then we kind of hovered around $80 for a while, and now we're seeing perhaps the start of the rise of Black Bolt ETBs. We got 104 right now, and I don't expect this to start to go down anytime soon. These specialty sets don't often get reprints, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. We got White Flare booster packs a little bit cheaper, $9, and the ETB around $90, but a similar move here. Opened up around 200. Set released, and we hovered around 80, and now we're close to 90. Last but certainly not least, we got Destined Rivals sealed product, the juggernaut of Scarlet and Violet, and main sets, that is. And we've got sealed sleeve boosters at $9, single boosters at $8. And booster boxes have come down a little bit now at $5.10. These almost hit 600 a couple weeks ago. In the last big move, this looks like a Bitcoin chart. It's insane. And that's where we're sitting, just over $500 for a booster box that released 9 months ago, almost a year ago. Crazy stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.